Yo, 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 what up? Grateful for another maggot-free day above the dirt. Today's Buddhist quick tip is called Don't Resist Resistance. So what do I mean by this? I'm not saying that we should always do what we don't want to do or we should not use. Our resistance is an intuitional, intrinsic kind of gauge. It's important that there's some things we need to resist. But what I'm saying is many times in practice, what we need to do is what we don't want to do. And we need to learn how to relinquish resistance to a point where we can be open to new experience and investigate not only why we're resisting, but investigate alternatives to the situation that resistance would keep us from investigating. So that said, a quick story. I was involved in a Buddhist temple and the teacher wanted me to be in charge of the altar. And it was a very ritualistic, traditional setting. And I said no, because that wasn't what resonated with me. And he insisted, and I said, why? And he said, because it's not about taking care of the altar. It's about working with your resistance to taking care of the altar. That made sense to me. So I started taking care of the altar and found that the experience I had that I didn't think I could have because I was resistant was it became a really, really intense meditative experience. So I wasn't doing it maybe for the reasons other people did it as a worship ritual or things like that. I did it as a meditative experience, and it deepened my meditative process. And it also showed me how to work with my resistance. And, sometimes what we need to do is what we don't want to do. And we're doing it not to do the act itself or to get the end result, the act we presume the act's supposed to achieve. It's simply doing it to weaken resistance control over us, to relinquish our use of resistance and just soften a little and open our minds and ourselves to the possibility of new experience and find a way to have the experience in a way that works for us and resonates with us. So I'm not saying do what you don't want to do if your resistance is investigated and you see it's harmful. But what I'm saying is investigate your initial resistance to certain things and maybe relinquish it a little to open your mind and investigate. You might have a different experience than you expected, and it might be beneficial, and it might not be, but you'll never know if you don't stop resisting. So have a grateful, maggot-free day above the dirt. Peace out.